Good morning students, Robert Burrell here. Here we have an example of the tune Thomas, and I'm going to show you how to add a comping piano, a bass guitar and a drum kit that might complement this in a simple basic arrangement. The very first thing we should do is become familiar with the tune and what it sounds like. Okay, that's the verse, and bar 13 gives us the middle section. And then it goes back and repeats that material. Let me bring this up so it's a bit bigger and you can see it. And we'll begin by inputting the piano. At a very simple level, we just put in the notes of the chord. The first chord is E flat major 6th, so we put in an E flat note. I'm going to leave a rest. The next chord is C7 flat 5 with E in the bass. The slash and the following letter indicates what the note in the bass has to be. So we know that our E flat becomes an E natural. In the next bar we have an F minor 7, so I'll put in an F note followed by a D note. Alright, I'm now going to realise these chords. Realise means make real, make happen. I have the bass. I need the third of the chord, which is a G. I need the fifth of the chord, which is a B flat. I could have it there, that would be fine. I need the sixth of the chord, which is a C. I could have it here. But by the time I do that, I'm getting up close to the melody. It's not too bad, but it's not really what I want. I would rather have this down there. And if I'm going to do that, I might put this one down there as well. Okay? Now, it won't hurt to double the root here, so I will. Now I need a C7 flat 5. In a 7th chord, we always must have the 3rd and the 7th, so I'm going to repeat the B flat at the same level that it was performed at last. This is what we call good voice leading. The C is in the chord and the C has just been sounded, so we will repeat it again. The G is in the chord, so we will repeat it again. However, it is a flattened G, so we flatten it. The E is already in the bass, and we don't need to double it on this occasion. It is the third of a chord, and usually we don't double the third of the chord unless we have a good reason to do so. Alright, next we have an F minor chord. We have the F. We need the third and the 7th. So the third is an A flat, the 7th is an E flat. The C continues to sound. That's enough to realise that chord. The next chord is D minor 7 flat 5. The 7th of D minor, there's the D, we've already got a D. The 7th is a C, so we repeat the C at the same level. The E of the F minor 7 chord will step up to the F, and the A is an A flattened 5th, and that is the chords realised. How does that sound? It sounds like this. And I won't keep going on, that's just to show you how we do that. The very next thing to do is to create a bass part. I could write the bass parts in, but the simplest thing to do is to copy it and drag. Notice that it comes in written up high. That's because the bass is a transposing instrument, and if I want it to sound lower, I need to transpose it down. And that's what I'm going to do. It's nice to have the bass an octave lower than the bass of the piano, if the bass of the piano isn't low in the first place. Now the simple thing to do is to add a simple bass drum kit part. I'm going to put in my bass drum and snare, and I'm going to put them in the second voice. You saw me choose it there, second voice. This is so that when these notes go in, their stems will face down, and it makes for an easier reading part. Okay, and the snare, I'll just get this right. There it is, and a bass and a snare. This is a very rudimentary and simple part. I put the hi-hat in quavers, I think. Yeah, yep, okay, quavers here. Now, if you're putting your quavers in, your hi-hat in Sibelius, you'll need to enter them as your note of choice, usually a quaver, then hold down Shift and plus to get the right look and to hear the note as well. That's not what I want. I want a closed hi-hat. There it is. And now I'll have an open one. And there is my rudimentary drum kit. I'll just copy that across to the next bar. And this is now sounding something like this. And that's how simple it is, students. In my next video, I'll show you how to do a fill at the end of the fourth bar. Thank you.